more bad news. More bad news in the pop culture realm. And boy, oh boy, is it hot. So if you hear a fan in the background, that's because whew, right now is very hot. My car says it's about 84. It feels hotter than that. You get into a car that's been sitting for a while in the sun, and you're gonna get a very hot car. So forgive me for the fan. The AC has to be on, or I'm going to melt. I don't want to do that on live YouTube. Anyway, it's kind of wasting time right now. Just I don't know if anybody's going to join me for this one. It's been nothing but terrible for pop culture. Like, I have never seen so many stars pass away in such a short time as this. I'm sure it's happened before. I just don't remember any time where this many people have passed away in this short amount of time. Hey, what's up, Kevin? I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, man. Another star gone. Yeah, man. It's crazy. I mean, listen. Let's just get into it. Bob Newhart. If you don't know who Bob Newhart is, why are you here? For one, but of course you're here because you know who Bob Newhart is, and he was 94. I mean, he passed away at 94. Now that's a good life, man. I had one of my grandmas live to about that age. She passed away not that long ago. So, yeah, that's a really good life. But at the same time, it's still very sad. I mean, we still have to say goodbye to this person that's been with you, pretty much your whole life, Or actually, yeah, your whole life. And Bob Newhart is no exception because the guy was all over TV. I mean, he had like 4 different TV shows, I believe. He had the Bob Newhart Show, which that was obviously way before my time, but most of his shows were a little before my time, but that's okay because reruns, man. Reruns are great, and I love the Newhart Show. I think that's what it was called, the Newhart Show, and that show. Bob Newhart's humor, you had to kind of get it. I mean, if you ask me, he was kind of. First, before I go on, is a fan too much? Is there too much fan noise going on? If anybody can let me know if there's any too much fan noise. Until 95, yeah. I think my grandma was around 95, 96 when she passed away. I mean, it's it's still sad, but it's also kind of expected the older somebody gets, but it's still a letting go process that has to happen. Kevin, could you let me know if the fan is it distracting? Is it hitting the? I did a live recording like this not that long ago, and I listened back to it, and all I could hear is the fan hitting the microphone pretty much throughout the video, but yeah, just let me know if you can. Anyway, so Bob Newhart was a very kind of a deadpan humor. Like the guy, if you ask me, he kind of popularized sarcasm in a way, like sarcastic humor. And he did it in such a way that he was just, like I said, just very straightforward, very dry in his humor, but it was just, that's what made it so funny. Passed away, his wife. What happened? Did I lose you guys for a minute? But yeah, his wife was also a great comedian, actor, and she passed away I think a year before he did. I think it was last year. She was 80 something. I can't remember, to be honest, but she was 82 or something like that. So And I mean, oftentimes when somebody's been, I mean, they've been married for years, man, since the 60s, early 60s. And so, they've been together for so long. And, when you've been together with somebody for that long, when somebody passes away, it's not too long after that person passes away that, kind of close, to each other. But anyway, but I really loved his humor. I thought it was great. He was really like the beginning of sarcasm. I mean, I don't know who else in Bob Newhart's time was as sarcastic as him. I mean, there was sarcasm, but in his way of doing it was just such a like incredible like no smiling, no real emotions, just says something, and it's just he nails it every time. It's crazy how I can hear it, but it's not distracting. Okay, cool. Thank you. Last time I did a recording, it was actually blowing onto the microphone, I think, and it wasn't over distracting, but I did hear kind of like the sound of the AC hitting the microphone. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so, and he passed away. The crazy thing is yeah, he was 94. I think the crazier thing is that there's just this long chain of actors and actresses passing away. We just call them actors, but actors passing away. I mean, Dr. Ruth wasn't an actor, but certainly was somebody in pop culture, And so we had Shelley Duvall at 53. She died. I think she passed away of diabetes, if I remember right. Richard Simmons. I'm still unclear of what Richard Simmons passed away from. I know he had skin cancer. My dad had skin cancer too. I'm not saying that it's it's what I'll say that I don't know. My dad's skin cancer probably wasn't the worst, but he did have it, and he was able to defeat it, or whatever you want to call it. And I know that Richard Simmons, he passed away at 76. He had skin cancer at one time, and I think, but he was able to defeat it. So I don't know. It's unclear to me how Richard Simmons died. And in fact, I think there's an investigation going on with that. But he died at 76, just like a day after his birthday. And then you have Shannon Doherty, which was a surprise to me. I knew she was struggling with breast cancer, but the fact that the breast cancer traveled up to her brain and it just happened so fast, that was a big surprise. But yeah, Shannon Doherty was 53. And then you had, I think his name was Benji Gregory. Now, I have to admit, I didn't even really know who Benji Gregory was. And I watched Alf and stuff, but I didn't really know who he was. I didn't know who he was until somebody else brought it up. And then I looked him up. I'm like, oh, okay, the kid acted from Alf. I don't know if I'm sure he's been in other things, but it's kind of an actor I didn't really know that much about. I guess I didn't really pay attention to his career, but yeah. So all just a big chain of actors passing away so close like that. I find it like just super strange. I'm sorry. I'm looking around. There's so much activity going on around me. I'm parked in my neighborhood, but there's like all kinds of people coming home. It's almost 5, so that makes sense. People are coming home from work and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to think of how many people have passed away. So many great actors, and just celebrities. just call them celebrities because they weren't all actors. By the way, Kevin, I believe you sent me that video of Richard Simmons, and I watched that. I remember that one now. At the time, I couldn't remember when we were talking last time. I couldn't remember if Richard Simmons was actually on Whose Line Is It Anyway. But you sent me that Whose Line Is It Anyway video, and I watched that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, he was on it. And oh man, all the innuendo type stuff going on there in that skit. It's man, it's classic. It's classic. I really miss that kind of TV. You know, I think that was kind of like TGIF, right? Like TGIF type stuff. And you know, it's like very nostalgic now. It's like to even think about a lot of these TV shows. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of good ones. I'll say there's a lot of good contenders in that. But yeah, I would say that was probably like classic, like go down in history of probably the best skit, because you know, Richard Simmons was an interesting fella, you know, and his private life was his private life, and I enjoy that about him. You know, he was like, you know, he didn't mix his career. A lot of you know, a lot of people that are celebrities. A lot of celebrities will end up having a part of their private life just kind of mixed in with their career, and it just kind of gets all twisted up. But with Richard Simmons, I did a little research on Richard Simmons, and I know this is a video about Kevin Hart. Come on, right? Bob Newhart. No, please. Anyway, I won't even say that. I'm not even going to go there. But anyway, I know this is a video about Bob Newhart, but seriously, Richard Simmons, I did some research on him and what happened to him and stuff, and like he just went into hiding. Like just one day, he decided to stop doing whatever he was doing, and I won't say he went into hiding. Did he go into hiding? I don't know. I mean, that's maybe a bit much, but the fact that he just stopped doing, he just dropped everything and just lived his life. He just lived in his mansion up in the Hollywood Hills. It's kind of crazy to me. It happened like in 2014. Just stopped going to his exercising class, you know, or his whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was his class. He taught the class, and he just one day stopped going to it. And people were like, well, what happened, you know? And then the next week, they just thought, well, maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe something happened, serious, blah, blah, blah. Next week, didn't show up again. And that's when people started worrying, and come to find out, he just dropped out of... He just completely, kind of essentially went into hiding, really. I mean, what else can you call it? I don't know. But there was no reason, I guess. There was no like on the nose reason why Richard Simmons just disappeared. Anyway, if you are watching, and if you haven't, even if you're not going to stay for very long, if you could please hit that like button. It just helps my algorithm. It helps my videos get out there, and I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, so yeah, it's just a shock that Bob Newhart, he just passed. I think the most shocking thing about Bob Newhart is the fact that he passed away in this long chain of other celebrities passing away. I think if it would happen like a month later or a month before, it wouldn't be so shocking, because he was 94, and it's still, you know, sad. You gotta let him go. You know, he's obviously, you know, he was up there in age, so, but it's just crazy. And I don't know. If this continues happening, which I hope it doesn't, stop, slow down, life, please. If it continues happening, I guess I'll have to continue doing these lives, huh? I mean, I'll have to. I don't know, but it's just something to go live, and I haven't done too many edited videos this month or last month or the month before. I haven't really been doing a lot of edited videos. I just haven't had time. So this kind of gives me an opportunity to kind of get out here, do something, on my channel. And I don't like it. I don't like that this is a reason. I wish there was something else going on. I wish there was more of a positive thing going on, for sure. But yeah, he will be missed. Rest in peace, Bob Newhart. I'm trying to think, like, the one thing that was great about those times, I mean, what was it, the Rat Pack, right? Like, everybody, they're all like celebrities, but they had their own things going on, Don Rickles, that dude had his own brand of humor, and then Bob Newhart, and not that Bob Newhart was in the Rat Pack or anything. I'm not saying, was he in it? No, I don't think he was, right? But I'm just saying, for the time that he was around, that, the brand of humor that these people had was just so... I feel like today, a lot of comedians kind of sound alike, It's kind of like everybody's watching everybody else, trying to get the exact kind of what act are they doing. Like, well, I brought up Kevin Hart earlier. Kevin Hart has his own brand of humor, if you ask me. I think Kevin Hart is great. I think he is hilarious. But there's a lot of copycats, man. There's a lot of people out there that will copy that kind of stuff. And I don't feel like that happens so much. Maybe I'm wrong. I wasn't around, when a lot of this early 60s, I wasn't, but I don't know. It seemed like everybody just had their own brand of humor, and it was just kind of cool. I don't know. But yeah, Dean Martin roast. Oh my God, those were great. So true. Yeah, he's I think he would have been. I wish stuff like that was still around. I mean, I know they still had the roasts and stuff like that, but I feel like those old roasts, those are like kind of the OG. They were like the originals, right? It was just it's kind of fun to watch that. But anyway, I think I'm talking to zero. I think I have maxed out my time of any interest here. I've seen people peek in, listen for a bit, and kind of hop off. And maybe one of these days, I'll actually get more than 2 people to 4 people at a time, and maybe people will want to stick around for a while. It'd be fun. We can have conversations, but I don't think my channel's there yet. And I don't do live, so I mean, obviously that's kind of like a building up process in its own. There's channels out there that just do lives, and I live stream from my car. It's just my phone. I have a little phone thing out here in my car, and it just makes it easier for me to do it in my car. And plus, I don't know. I don't want my roommate just thinking I'm crazy talking to myself in my room. But anyway, yeah, Bob Newhart, 94, rest in peace, man. I think he lives in Chicago. I believe he lives in Chicago. I believe that's where he passed away. I could be wrong on that. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows where he actually lives, but I think that's where he lives, or lived. And I think he passed away. There was no cancer, no diabetes. I think it was just kind of old age, really. It was a series of different small things that he ultimately just passed away from. And bringing back Benji Gregory, I think that's how you say his name, right? Benji Gregory. He was only 46, and he was living in Phoenix, and he passed away. This is real, people. He passed away, I think, heat stroke. 46, man. I mean, that's, usually not all the time, but, it's more the elderly that pass away from heat stroke. And it's kind of crazy that, I don't know, I think he was in his car or something like that. But that's pretty sad, It's like when someone's that young. Someone's that young, that's really sad. If you were just checking in on this video and you're about to leave, please just hit that like button to help my channel out. Highly appreciate it. It just helps me out in the algorithm. But we are talking about Bob Newhart passing away at 94. And really, we're talking about everybody that passed away. I mean, 4, 5, 6 people have passed away within 2 weeks. Right? It's been about 2 weeks span. And six different celebrities have passed away. That's a lot. I don't remember ever seeing this many people pass away in this short of time. But I think I'm going to call it. If anybody else has anything to say, and if you're on here and you're just passing through, hit that like button. That just helps me out. Get this video out there into the YouTube space, or whatever you want to call it. Good old algorithm is pretty difficult to deal with if you don't have those metrics. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. That's about all I got to say. Just kind of a really sad 2 weeks of a lot of people, a lot of different celebrities passing away, and hopefully it stops. I don't know. I kind of rambled on here for a minute. I always do that when I'm live. I just kind of talk. I don't see anybody else. You have a great night. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you showing up, man. If anybody has shown up to my lives, you have shown up to my lives more than anybody else, man, and I appreciate that so much. Not that I'm a live channel, but I always tell myself I want to do more lives like this, like maybe do one a week, but I just don't always have time. And I'm not a full-time YouTuber yet, and I just don't know if it makes sense to do that. I don't know. Don't have a really strong audience, but I one of these days, I would like to pick a day where I go live. I think, what's his name? I think his name's Carpetbagger. He does one live video from the road every week. Now, it wouldn't be from the road. It'd probably be from my car or something like that. But I would like to start doing that. Just kind of stay connected with anybody that wants to stay connected with my channel, and we can have conversations and stuff like that. But until then, though, I guess I'll just, maybe I'll do. I used to do a lot more lives. I used to walk around and just kind of talk about just random stuff. But all these damn celebrity deaths, man, keep bringing me back, And I really do. I hope they slow down. I mean, these are not fun. Hope there's maybe something else I can start doing lives about in the future. But yeah, guys, sad 2 weeks, really. And I don't know. I'm gonna end it now. If anybody else has anything to say it now. Say it now, buddy. It's about to end. All right, guys. I think I have gone on long enough. I will try to get an edited video out. If I have time, I'm gonna try to get an edited video out at least by Monday. I'm hoping by Monday. Where it is. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me, and have a good one. Bye.